So, are you running your business or is your business running you? That is the topic that we're going to talk about today. And I'm actually going to bring on a very, very special guest with me who I'm going to invite on now. So, let me just bring her on. And you're going to know why in a moment. So, just give me. Is definitely dear to my heart. It's dear to all of us. And so many of us are like basically just surviving with this, right? And we are times all over the place, no priorities or anything. Oh, Tiffany is here. Hi, Tiffany. How are you?
Hello, hello. Good to see you.
You too. So I was just doing a really brief intro there and I was asking the question, are you running your business or is your business running you? I know this is a quote from you as well, but I think it's such a good question to ask. So yeah, let's dive into this topic because we have our expert guest here with us. This is Tiffanie Kellog. Tiffany, I'm going to let you introduce yourself really briefly and then we will dive right in because I have some juicy things I want to talk to you about on this.
Brilliant. Hi, y'all. I am Tiffanie Kellog. I am located in the Southeast United States in Florida. And my goal for the past 20 years has been helping entrepreneurs have more money, more time, more fun, have that there. And it started off with referrals and networking. And then people are like, how do I have time for the referrals and networking? And in 2017, all right, in 2017, I started facilitating the program, the Entrepreneur's Guide to Have More Free Time in person. And then this year is the book is finally out of what I've been training for almost the past decade.
Amazing, amazing. And that's what I was actually going to talk about because you have this amazing book, The Entrepreneur's Guide to More Free Time. I'm looking here because I have so many quotes from this book that I would love to dive into today. And
Yeah.
I'm only a teeny fraction through this book and already my head is like, boom, oh my God. Um, I guess, well, first of all, what I would love to know is like, why is this book so important to you? Like, why is this topic so important to you?
Yeah, it feels like we always have this expectation of life. It's like, okay, grow up, go to school, do well, go to college, do well. At least that was my expectation. Get the job and do the life. And sometimes life throws us things that we were not anticipating. And so for me, very young at 23, so this was back in 2003, two things happened that really kind of impacted me being here. The job that I had, the board of directors got together, did some restructuring, and my position was no longer part of the organization. So I was very nicely offered a severance package or a demotion. And then that same month, my mom, who had been battling breast cancer for the previous 17 months, was given a terminal diagnosis. And like I took the severance package, and being unemployed at 23 was not something I ever anticipated. It's probably the only period in my life that I didn't work, and I wasn't actively really. I mean, I was looking for work as much as you have to by government standards, but I'm like, it gave me the opportunity to spend each and every day with my mom, and she hung on for several months. We had amazing, amazing time. That time is precious to me. And what I realized is once I started my own business, that business began running me. And instead of the vision of taking off early and sleeping in late and weekends and all of that, it was work, work, work all the time. And your life is passing you by. And it's hard enough if you're a 9 to 5er. But as entrepreneurs, it's like 28 times more. It's not just, it never ends. It's all of the other pressures that come with it and having to be an entrepreneur and all of that. And so to me, we don't know what's going to happen. I was really lucky. I got to spend really focused amount of time with my mom. But stuff happens. And I think COVID really showed us in a worldwide way that there's no telling what's going to happen. And so, yes, it is about creating that future and that security that you want for yourself. And it's also about we have to enjoy every single day as much as possible because we don't know what the future holds for us.
Yeah. Wow. I love that. It's such a powerful reason to write that book as well. But I think there's just so much in that actually. And I think, yeah, like this again, like some of the quotes from the book here, like, surviving is how the majority of business owners exist. I think you've really touched on that. And as well, like I noticed as well that you did mention about your own story and you were like, that wake up call changed everything, because it showed me that the dream only becomes real when you intentionally create it. And I feel as well like that's one of the big themes in here for you. It's around what I've noticed already. It is about creating things with intention. And I noticed as well, you talk a lot about like, you know, we all talk about our big vision, right? But like, there's, and you kind of touched on this, and I'm totally paraphrasing here, obviously, but it's like you touched on, it's one thing like, oh, saying, yes, I have this big vision, but then actually either, you know, actually getting it down on paper or digitally, whatever, and then actually, you know, doing something towards that and taking the actions towards that. So I'd love to kind of touch on that a bit more, you know, and then hear your insights around that, because it really made me think as well, like myself, I have a massive big vision. I'm very clear on my vision, and I have written it down in the past, but it made me think, it made me realize it's time for me to go back again and, you know, write it down again, because I always know that when I write it down, it does definitely help me focus a lot more, you know?
Yeah, there's something
Yeah.
about the science, not only of writing it down, but
Mm,
having
mm,
it written down. And I
mm,
mean, I'm just looking at random stuff,
mm.
and here's
Yeah.
my,
Yeah.
this is my Ivy
Yeah.
League. For those of you
Mm,
who read the
mm,
book, one of the things I say, make your list of six. This
yeah.
is my list of
Yeah.
six.
Yeah.
Having that there to look
Yeah.
at it. And I'm a big fan
Mm,
of, keeping that vision alive. One of
mm,
my clients actually reads part of his vision every day.
mm.
Now,
Oh, amazing.
where, depending on where you're at. So the
Yeah.
first time I did vision, it was like a paragraph and then a page,
Yeah.
and now it's like a document. So I don't
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
my vision is like
Mm,
7 pages front and
yeah.
back, and I'm like, I don't want to read that every day, but can I read a
Yeah.
page every
Yeah.
day? So I
Yeah.
love, yes, writing it
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
and keeping it alive, whether you're
Yeah.
reading it.
Mm,
One of the things that I love, at
mm,
least
mm,
here, is the TVs now. Most people in
mm,
the US, at least, are streaming a lot. And
mm.
one of the things that at least all the Roku TVs that I have, they have a photo stream. So you can actually take and turn your TVs into
Mm.
screensavers with
Oh,
like the
wow.
rotating
Yeah. Yeah.
things. And why not include part of your vision? So I've got like pictures of me as a
Yeah.
kid and family
Yeah.
photos and fun things, but also taking those components from your vision and putting them to where
Mm.
you're seeing them, whether it's around your mirror, a vision
Yeah.
board, putting it on
Yeah.
the TV, having it as
Yeah.
your wallpaper on your phone or your. I'm like, where's my phone? I was going to show you my wallpaper. I'm on
Yeah.
my phone right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
even having
Yeah.
like that stuff on your phone and your computer to help remind you all the things that you're working towards.
Yeah. I absolutely love that. I never would have thought of doing that actually on the TV, because you always think about, as you say, like your phone or your laptop or whatever, you know, but never on the TV. Gosh, that's a good one. I'm going to have to look into that one. Yeah.
Yeah, the app I use
Interesting.
is just it's a Roku
Yeah.
stream and it's free and you
Yeah.
can put up to 1,000 photos in
Yeah.
it. So it's kind of
Wow.
fun because it's like a moving picture frame.
Yeah.
And also, why not put good business quotes and things that
Yeah.
light you up and parts of
Yeah.
your vision there?
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. I love that. Wow. What a great tip already. And you know, here is something else as well that really came across for me. And again, I'm going to quote from the book here, right? Actually, no, before I do, I was want to go back to that. Actually, sorry, this was another one you said. Like you said, why do you want more time? Right? Because a lot of people are talking about like, oh, I want more time in my day, want more time in my day. And I felt like that was one of the big themes that you had in there as well. It's around like why you're doing this, you know? I say it's one thing to talk about wanting more time, but like, why? Do you know what I mean? So I feel that's a super important thing that even for myself, even as I say, like my vision is really big and my vision is my driver for everything. And I'm someone who talks all the time about this as well. And it's in the work I do about your mission is everything and your why is everything. But taking that back to actually the time when you're in the trenches every day and doing the things, and whether this would be business or life. I mean, this applies to life as well, I think. Um, Having that why you want more time, I just thought, what a brilliant question. Like it's so simple, but it's one that when I thought, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, it made me think, you know? And even just that, I stopped to think. Like that even was a pattern interrupter for all that I've got to do on my to-do. Oh, okay, you know? So yeah, I really love that theme actually that you were going there with the vision. But yeah, there was another couple of things I really wanted to talk about. Um, you talked as well about most people are talking about time management, but it needs to be priority management. Can you talk a bit more of that? Because again, that was a real boom. Like, oh my God. Love
Yeah,
it.
and I think it's interesting because you bring up this idea of
Mm,
most people say they want more time, most people say they
mm,
want more money, all of those
mm,
things, but
mm,
what are we actually going to do with it?
mm,
And I
mm.
think that
Yeah.
really goes
Mm,
into play because people are like, it's time management. And I
mm,
get this, but it's not. It's about what are
mm,
my
yeah.
priority. And I say priority because it's really meant to
Mm,
be singular, but I get in
mm,
life there's more than one priority
mm, mm,
typically. And
mm,
for me, as simplistic as you can
mm.
be, the better. So, like, my
Yeah.
priority number one is I want to be healthier and wealthier. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that
Yeah. Yeah.
encompasses a lot of things, and it's not just like
Yeah.
wealth and money, but it's an
Mm,
overall
yeah.
combination of things that we're working on. But it's what is it that matters most for us?
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with a client the other day, and I'm like,
Mm,
"What's your priority?" And it's
mm,
like spouse.
yeah.
Boom, number one.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so everything that we just chatted about
Yeah.
has nothing to do with your spouse. And if your spouse truly is your number one priority, what changes do we
Yeah.
need to do
Yeah.
so that they feel that way as well?
Yeah.
Because again, in this entrepreneurial world, I feel like it's
Mm,
a little bit harder for all of us um,
yeah.
in so many ways because
Mm,
entrepreneurship is a little bit messier and it can encompass into all of our lives. And so if we
mm,
do have those people
mm,
or family members,
mm,
if they're four-legged or winged or whatnot.
mm,
But we have our
yeah.
people and maybe our pets in our life that mean something to us, and that
Yeah.
makes a difference. But we have to know what is the things that matter
Mm,
most, and then we can
mm,
allocate the time.
mm,
People think
mm.
about time as being this, everything is equal, but it's
Yeah.
not. That
Mm,
20 minutes to sit down and eat with your family may be way more powerful than the
mm,
2 hour networking event that you're going to. So it
yeah.
doesn't always, minutes doesn't always equal importance.
Wow, I love that. And again, that brings up again two things for me, right? That again really came up just from what you said, and again, what's in the book, like was like, first of all, then it's like, okay, so now we know the theory. What's the how, right? Because again, someone used to go, yeah, but, right, whatever, yeah, but what about this thing and what about that thing and blah blah blah, right? And I'm already stretched. And I think there was a quote as well in the book. You were saying something about it was like, oh yeah, but Tiffany, like I'm barely getting enough sleep. How the hell am I supposed to do all this as well, right? And yet there was something that you said again that this I think is I haven't read the full book yet, but I've read, like I say, I think this is going to be my favorite quote ever from this book and going forward, right? Is that you made this simple, right? And I'm all about simplicity. And what you said was, it can be hard to carve out 6 hours for a project, yet even just 10 minutes a day can get it done in about a month. Progress is key. And I was like, when you simplify it down to that, right? So you're absolutely right. We think it's about time and it's this thing and this big thing. But even though you're like, probably you would think, oh, 10 minutes a day, I'm not going to get anything done. And yet, if you're doing 10 minutes a day, focused, intentional, right? 10 minutes is easily done every day. By the end of the month, the thing is done.
Yeah.
Instead of just carving out, trying to carve out or find the time, we'll use that
six,
phrase,
six
right?
hours. Like, so
Yeah,
yesterday was
yeah.
a gift for me because I was
Mm,
supposed to have jury duty
mm.
here in
Oh,
the United
yeah,
States and go sit on a
yeah,
trial.
yeah.
And they have you call the night before. So Monday night
Mm,
I called. Well, I go
mm,
online now.
mm,
Back in the
mm.
day, I called
Yeah.
and no jury duty.
Wow.
So
Okay. Yeah.
yesterday I
Yeah.
had a full day with nothing
Yeah.
scheduled, nothing
Oh,
planned.
love it.
And I was like, you know
Mm,
what I'm doing?
yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like there
Yeah.
were so many things I could have done. I mean, I would have
Yeah.
had like 10 hours
Yeah.
uninterrupted. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? No, I'm just,
Mm,
I watched some TV. I
yeah.
played with
Yeah.
puppies. I did nothing of,
Yeah.
value when it comes to
Mm,
work, but sometimes we need that.
yeah.
But rarely ever do we have that 6 hours just handed to us. But I
Yeah.
find that most of us can carve out 10, 15 minutes a day
Yeah.
here or there. And it's funny,
Yeah.
I was doing my meditation this morning. And so the
Mm,
meditation app I
mm,
use tracks how many days in a row and how many
yeah.
minutes you've done overall. And
Yeah.
so I was looking and I'm like at
Mm,
14,999 minutes
yeah.
on my meditation app. And so some days I only meditate like 3 days. However,
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, I have done that much since
Yeah.
2017. I started meditating at the same time I started doing this program. I
Yeah.
wonder if there's a coincidence there or not.
Yes.
Uh, I know that was not
Yeah.
intentional, but I signed up
Yeah.
for both apps at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Mm,
it's having that
mm,
little bit can make a massive difference. And I think most of us are trying to get the 6 hours, but can I do 10 minutes here, 10 minutes
Yeah,
there?
yeah, absolutely love that. It just, that's a game changer for me, that one, I have to say. And there was something else I wanted. Oh, yes, yes, this is a good one I wanted to talk about. You talked about this thing about balance versus harmony. I loved this. Talk to us a bit more about that as well, Tiffany. Mm,
All right, so
mm,
I talk about in the book when I do this as
mm,
a presentation. So I do it on Zoom,
yeah,
but I also do it in person. It's way more fun in person because I
yeah,
have the entire audience stand up on one
yeah.
foot and
Oh,
say,
well,
"How
yeah,
long
yes,
can
I
we
read this
balance?"
actually. It was really good.
Right, right. How long can we balance on one foot? Because
Yeah, mm,
everybody's talking about work-life balance. And
yeah,
if we think about balancing, and I'm a yogi, I like
yeah,
doing yoga. We did a balance challenge in July just to see
yeah,
how it went. And
mm,
even on my I'm in full shape, good practice, 5 minutes
yeah,
is the
yeah,
max. The average American, at least, is about 40 seconds
yeah,
for balancing on one foot. And
yeah,
so, if balancing by its very nature is
mm,
hard to do and takes
yeah,
energy and effort,
yeah,
why are we striving
mm,
to live a life that takes energy and effort? And so, to
mm,
me, it's not about balancing, trying to have it all right.
yeah,
It's about harmony. It's about going with the
mm,
flow. And
yeah,
sometimes it's messy as all get out. Sometimes it's clean and clear, but it's
mm,
kind of like, how do I go with the flow of what it is? And if we think
yeah,
about, being part of like the rushing river, if we're
mm,
trying to be there
yeah,
and just be, it takes
yeah,
energy, but if we go with it, who
yeah,
knows the journey that life's going to give us? We're going to have more
yeah,
fun, and
yeah,
it's not going to be perfect. But when we step out of
mm,
that,
mm,
trying to be like, okay, I've got a third of my life for this, a third of my life for this, a third,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
no, just
yeah,
what
yeah,
the harmony looks like. What
yeah.
can that be?
Yeah, yeah. I absolutely love that. It is so true because again, like there's going to be days where you feel like super productive and you are flying through everything. Everything's working really well. Like exactly as you were saying, like even on your best days as a yogi, like you can do 5 minutes and then tomorrow you might do it and you're really tired, you've had a bad night's sleep and you might do 40 seconds,
Yeah.
and life is like that, like even when we have the best laid plans, like in fact, that's actually happened to me this week because super productive day on Monday and yesterday was shit. Like, do you know what I mean? I got hardly anything done, but then I had to be okay with that. And definitely an older version of me would have sat there and beat myself up over that. Whereas now I'm a little bit more, and especially when I read what was reading that in the book, I was like, yeah, okay, I need to just tap into that as well. But again, then making sure that that doesn't derail you altogether either when you have a really bad day, like say, like I had yesterday, that it's like, right, okay, then I can get back on track tomorrow. And again, not feel though that I'm making up for lost time. It's not like, okay, now I have to stuff 15 more things on the to-do list today. It's like, no, it is what it is. And again, going back to what you were saying, it's those priorities, and
Yeah.
I really feel that definitely helps me then to stay on track a bit better. Yeah. Tiffany, oh my God, like we could talk about this all day. This book is amazing. But any final tips you want to share with us? Obviously get the book. I mean, this book is incredible and I'm going to link to Tiffany here. Is it on your bio? Is it, Tiffany? Can they find it from your bio, the book?
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
nice thing
Mm,
about on
mm,
Amazon, if you go to
mm,
Tiffanie Kellog,
mm.
like put my name in the way it's spelled here, I
Yeah.
can still be the one I'm the first one
Yeah.
that pops up. This book is
Yeah.
still on like super inexpensive. I think it's
Oh,
only
okay.
US dollars. I'm not
Yeah.
exactly sure, but it's not full
Yeah.
price. You can still go in there
Yeah.
and grab it.
Mm,
It's your life.
mm.
Pick how you want to live your life and
Yeah.
then set up your business in your calendar to support that versus here's your
Yeah.
business that runs you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be run by your business, you want to run your business.
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely love that. Gosh, getting goosebumps listening to that. So true. Tiffany, this has been amazing. Thank you so, so much. Like, I have to say, like, I'm really passionate about this book because I feel it is so important. I feel that we're almost at like crisis levels now with people, not just in corporate, but also in entrepreneurship as well, who are just like you were saying, like their business is running down, like they're running on autopilot. And we hear so much these days about burnout, and burnout is in all areas of life. I'm finding obviously in people working in corporate or 9 to 5s. It's not a 9 to 5. Does anyone even do that anymore?
Yeah.
It's more like, yeah, I don't know, like
Too
7
much,
till
yeah.
12 sometimes, but again, it's the same in entrepreneurship. And most of us got out of jobs working for someone else, so we didn't have to go back into that. And yes, of
Right.
course, it's better, and it's, I'm not going to use it, easier, maybe, for want of a better phrase here, when you work for yourself and you actually love what you're doing. But it doesn't mean that it's the right way to continue, because again, that does lead to burnout as well, you know. So I feel this is such an important book that you've written, Tiffanie. But again, for me, I love how you've made it all simple as well. It's not about, because again, as you said, it's not about that, what you say, it's not time management, it's priority management. And there is too much of that out there as well. Time management for me is still going into that area of, okay, well, you know, do this and time blocking, and time blocking, all those things are great. I love that too. But it has to be for the things that actually matter to you, as you said, you know?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because you can do all the tips and tricks, but if the wrong
Mm,
things are putting in your calendar,
yeah,
or it
yeah.
doesn't light you up,
Mm. Yes.
then you are just going to be
Mm,
ho hum in the
yeah,
mud.
yeah,
Yuck. And
yeah.
my goal is we want to have fun every
Yes.
single day.
Yeah, 100%. Freedom and fun are my two top values. I know they're yours as well. So we are so aligned on this. And it should be that. We should be having fun and, yeah, giving us the freedom that we want as well. Oh my God, Tiffanie, thank you so much. This has been amazing. Everybody go and get this book. It is so good. Like, you will make changes instantly. I'm definitely doing that now with my 10 minutes a day. I'm definitely going to do that. I love this tip so much.
Thank you so very much. What a pleasure chatting with all y'all out here in Instagram world.
Yeah, go follow Tiffanie. Make sure you go and get the book, as I said, as well. And follow her as well, because she has amazing tips that she shares as well in her content. Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.